Hi friends, welcome back to The Classy Mommy. I'm Brittany and I'm glad you're here. In today's video, I want to talk to you about my top 3 things I'm doing at this time of year being a teacher so that I can survive the last 6 to 7 weeks of the school year. The first thing I'm doing to help myself get through the next couple of weeks, we're in April right now, we get out the end of May. So the first thing I'm doing is giving myself so much grace. I don't know if you're like me, but I do kind of overcommit myself sometimes, and I would classify myself as just a classic overachiever. I am absolutely a people pleaser, and it's something I've been working on through my career of learning when it's okay to say no. I would love to do that in the future. That's in my heart to do, but I can't commit at this point. Or thank you so much for thinking of me. Yes, I would usually love to do something like that, but it's not gonna work out for me this time. Or thank you for considering me to help with that. Maybe let's try next year. Whatever it looks like, whatever kind of graceful way that you feel comfortable with saying no to something, I've been really working on that. However, some of my job requirements are really strong, culminating at the end of the year. I'm a music teacher. I have this big, huge spring concert with a couple hundred of my kids, and I do a really big talent show, and there's just always end of the year things where, we're required to be at certain things. So my first tip is to give myself grace. I can only do what I can do, and I plan in advance so that when we're getting close to the times of these events that I'm responsible for putting on, that I'm not scrambling or trying to put things together. Of course, there's always going to be a little bit of a hustle, as you lead up to a big event like a concert, or if you're in charge of maybe like a graduation or helping with a graduation, or even like a kindergarten graduation, or if you're doing word assemblies or field day or field trips, whatever you're doing at the end of the year, it just seems like they all kind of culminate really back to back with each other. So I give myself grace. There are tons of things I have in my heart to do because I am kind of an overachiever, and I can envision this just grandiose things that in a dream world, if I had nothing going on in life and I had endless time, energy, and money to put into some of my projects I'm working on at work, maybe it would look a little bit different. But I've just had to put that in, a compartment in my brain and say, yes, all these extreme, awesome ideas I have for my concert or whatever have you are great ideas. And yay, thumbs up to myself for having those incredibly creative, really fun ideas. However, because of time or energy or priorities or money, just extra money going towards school things, that's not for, that I don't have personally budgeted to go to school things. I'm talking about things for me like costumes and props and sets. There's certain amounts of money personally for my own personal budget that I put into those that my school doesn't maybe have all the resources for all the things that I would love to do. And then there comes a time when I have to stop and prioritize my finances, for my family. But, that's a totally different topic. I digress. Anyways, I categorize all those in my brain and I just compartmentalize those. Some ideas I take and I do and I run with, and some ideas I just go, that was an awesome idea. I'm not going to do it this time. Maybe I'll do it next time. Or maybe that was just a really good idea, but I feel like it would rob my peace trying to get all that together, or it would steal my joy from enjoying what I'm doing because I'd be just stressed trying to do X, Y, or Z. Because I always have those big grandiose ideas. And, sometimes I can kind of beat myself up a little bit for not doing all those. And I can look back and feel like, I wish I had done this. I wish I had gone that extra mile. But I feel like as long as I'm putting my full heart and everything in me inside of, doing really good at my job, and my students are getting my best, that's awesome to me. So I have personally decided to give myself grace. I'm not going to do all the crazy ideas I've thought of. I'm not going to make hundreds and hundreds of costumes, which would cost hundreds and hundreds of extra dollars from my family. Those things would be really cool in a perfect world. That would be awesome. But I'm giving myself grace to do a fantastic job at what I'm going to do and not kill myself trying to go over the top. Well, I do go over the top in some ways, but I carefully choose what and how many things I go over the top in. I think you understand. Tip number 2. Give others grace. I was just talking with a coworker yesterday, and they were saying, I'm so sorry we got a little bit behind in this lesson because we were all in my school. We're doing the classroom teachers are supporting the curriculum that I'm doing in the music room, which is amazing, you guys. I am so blessed. I am so, so fortunate. And I was talking with a coworker yesterday, and I said, hey, it sounds like last week we got a little bit behind. No big deal, no problem. I just filled in some of the pieces for the kids in class. So don't worry about it. Just wanted you to know where the class is for your future planning. And this person, I could just see like this huge sigh of relief, like a weight off their shoulders. I don't know, and I didn't ask. I don't know if they were wondering if I was going to be like upset or critical or complaining or whatever. But no, when I just approached them and said, hey, this is a busy time of year. There's life, there's fire drills and assemblies and field trips, and like, I get it. So let's just all support each other. And here's how I supported you guys this week. So anyways, I felt like just a huge weight was taken off of their shoulders, a huge sigh of relief, and also just interpersonally with my colleagues, I just am giving them tons and tons of grace, and I do feel like it's reciprocated as well. So they're giving me lots of grace. Sometimes I nail everything and I, get reminders out. Sometimes, things fall through the crack for me as well. It's just a really busy time of year. If your school is like my school, there's, leading up to the end of the year, there's every week some big things going on, whether they're after school activities, kindergarten, 5th grade graduation, sock hop dance, field trips, award assemblies, talent show, concert practice, all these different kind of things are going on. And it is so easy to forget about something or not realize the schedule is changing. Oh, and we're doing state testing, which I'm sure you guys are doing as well. So that just adds another mix in there. Anyways, there's just so much going on that I really extend grace to other people. If they forget something or they're not somewhere where they're supposed to be, I instantly have just decided in my own heart, professionally, just to give them grace and the benefit of the doubt. And I just tell myself and I tell others like, oh, you know what? They probably just forgot. So let's just go find them and remind them, or, no big deal. We'll make this up another time somehow, whatever the case is. I always give others, the benefit of the doubt, because it is just an insane time of year. And last but not least, tip number 3, I do try to find some form of self-care on an almost daily basis. Now, I'm a mom of 2. I have a little baby girl and I've got a toddler boy and my husband. And personally, we're building our own house. If you haven't seen those videos, I will link them down below. So we also have that going on. I have a personal family business. I enjoy making these videos, which is kind of a new hobby for me. And I am teaching full time. And then, I try to keep up with friends and a social life and all of that. Let's just add it all into the mix. I'm sure that you guys have just as much going on, if not more. So I'm by no means trying to say that I have the most going on in the, in the world. And as I talk with other colleagues, it's just amazing what people try to juggle, all while staying professional and staying present and being great educators and great parents. It's just insane. I think everyone just has too much on their plate at most times. You know what I mean? Anyways, I try to do some form of self-care. Now, my husband is so supportive and so wonderful, and he knows that at the end of the day, sometimes I just need to go take a hot bubble bath by myself, no babies, even if it's only for 3 minutes, and that's okay. And he, last night, was so sweet. He said, why don't you just go take a bubble bath? And it was so awesome. I know not all of you guys have supportive spouses and partners, but that was really awesome of him to do that, and I really did need just a few minutes to myself. So it could look like a warm bath at night or after the kids are in sleep. Sometimes it's honestly cleaning the kitchen alone, quietly, with no sound, and it's awesome, and it's quiet. And it's glorious. And I just light a little candle and scrub away my dishes. It's so great. Sometimes I will, just read my Bible, have my devotions, or just do something inspirational at night just by myself. Sometimes it's just having a nice conversation with my husband, not even talking about anything too serious or too deep, just connecting and saying hi to him. Sometimes it's getting together with girlfriends or friends who have kids for play dates. Sometimes it's going to the gym, and for me that is a huge sacrifice of time and energy, because I am really tired afterwards, and at the end of a long day it can be hard to motivate myself to do that, and I've always missed my babies at the end of the day, so it's a sacrifice for me. But I always feel really good while I'm there, because I know what I'm doing is taking care of myself so that I can give the best of myself to my family and to my students as well. So, it doesn't have to be a big thing, and sometimes it's just drinking a little cup of decaf coffee at night, and it's just, even if the kids are going crazy and I'm needing to do a lot of things for a lot of people, it can just be a tiny little thing a little 10-second sip of my decaf coffee at night that just makes me feel so good. So I encourage you guys, give yourself grace, give others grace, and try to do something for yourself, even if it's just teeny tiny and doesn't even take much time every day. Okay, rah rah, we got this. End of the year is coming. Summer's almost here. I'll see you guys next time.